Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
Alrighty ho folks, welcome back to another stream session. Today I am training again for ZRL. We've got a 12-week program ahead of me. This is just week 1, or for some you might even call it week 0, as it is basically just benchmarking for the training sessions that are to come. So this is test number 3 today. It is a VO2 max test. Going to be one heck of a test. I know that for sure. The past 2 tests have been fairly decent. Let's see. The first test was a 20-minute, almost an FTP test, basically. It went fairly decently, I think. Ended up doing a little bit better than I had originally planned for. Got my FTP up to 280, where I've been generally sitting around maybe 265, 270, so that's been a positive. And then the following day was test number 2, which was a really hard 1-minute effort. I'm usually pretty decent with 1-minute efforts, especially when it comes to races. Even 2 minutes, I'm even better than that, at least relatively speaking. So I don't feel like I had paced that one as well as I would have liked, but my result was just a touch under my 2-year personal record. And that was, what was it, 400 or 580 watts, and my PR was 584 in the last 2 years. So it's good to see I haven't lost too much, though it was an absolute leg destroyer. That one was. I think at the end of it, I felt like I almost about ripped my legs off. It was a tough one. But we're coming into test 3 today, and like I said earlier, this is a VO2 max effort. So 5 minutes, full gas, everything I've got in the tank. As of right now, we're just kind of warming up, getting the legs nice and fresh. I took yesterday off so I can be better prepared for this effort today. So instead of just seeing my giant ugly mug for a little bit, let's jump things over to a more proper screen for you guys. There we go. So it's kind of hard to see right up here for you guys. Nope, over here. Yeah, it's kind of covered up by the watt prime balance gauge, so I do apologize on that. But we got a nice little warm-up of 20 minutes. Got to toss in a couple high cadence efforts just to kind of really open up the legs a bit. That's also followed by a 1-minute FTP effort, or just slightly over. Rest for 5 minutes, and then we get into the actual 5-minute test. So I will say my current 2-year Effort is right around what was my PR? 335, I think, or 333, somewhere around that range. No, I gotta look that up. That was my recent 6-month. I'm gonna pull up my 2-year PR and see what that is. But I will say my goal today is at least 340 watts for 5 minutes. Not there, or is it? Where is it? All right. There we go. Okay. My 5-minute PR set back in November of last year was 355 watts. I do have a goal to get that up to 360 by the end of this training season or session. So we'll see what happens. Can I do it? I don't know. But since this is benchmarking, I'm going to see where I'm currently at and see what's going to help and get me there, right? So at minimum, I'm hoping for a 320 today. If I can hit 340, I'll be very happy. But if I'm around if I'm around 330, I'll be pretty pleased as well. So we'll see what happens today. So with that in mind, I'm gonna do. Let's up the cadence here just a little bit. Do this for about a minute. And then, what am I thinking here? Gotta stay cool. Oh, right, my pacing strategy. So the goal for pacing today, I'm going to try and start it off a little bit easy. 310, 320 for about the first minute. See how I'm feeling. And then slowly ramp it up again. And then try and hold things over 340 the rest of the way. And then of course come down to the final minute. Just drop everything that I have and hope I can last to the end. Alright, let's drop the cadence back down. It's a little bit longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. Really, I need to get my heart rate up. Maybe I should put in a little more pressure on the pedals. I'm doing a terrible structured warm-up here. Skippers, welcome. Thanks for the subscribe, buddy, on YouTube. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the suffering that is about to happen. Ooh, I just realized I haven't changed this border. My apologies, guys. Events. There we go. My apologies for that. All right. Man, I'm not getting enough airflow in here. I've turned down the AC. I've got a swamp cooler on me and a big 36-inch fan in front of me. It's still not enough. But don't be shy, guys. Jump into the chat, ask some questions. Of course, I'll try and respond as best I can. This may be a short effort today, but it's gonna hurt no less. Alright, another high cadence for 1 minute coming up. All right. Right, so I've adjusted the reporting number right below me here. I've got it set up to show me my peak 5 minutes, so I'll have a good idea what my average is come the finish of this. Wonder if I'll make it to the top after my 5-minute effort. The climb's generally 20 minutes long. With the amount of rest in between, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Good little opener there. And now we rest for 5. Then we dig straight into it. I know this is quite exciting stuff, isn't it? Not to worry, guys. The real effort starts in just about 2.5 minutes. So if you're just joining me, welcome to the show. Hey, Boss Water, thanks for jumping in. All right, it's about that time. Can we do it? Goal is 330 watts for 5 minutes. Let's go. Hey, Stu, welcome. Oh, I'm not going for 405. My personal best is 355. You do that. Yes, Captain. All right. $352. Nice. I can't. Almost lost control of my bladder there. That was purely epic. Didn't quite make it to the top here. Thanks, boss. I know you missed it earlier during the warm-up, but this was purely benchmarking for the 12-week training plan. Okay, my legs feel like they're about to rip off now. Okay. Definitely gonna have to stretch those out for test 4. Yep, that's the plan. Tomorrow I'll have a nice spin out going to and from work, and then I should be ready for Sunday. For the sprint efforts. Right? No, Ecro is open for everybody, but of course, come the summertime, generally those that are super dedicated to riding will be the ones, well, not just riding, but competing as well. All right, Stu, thanks for jumping in and giving the quick little guidance along the way. Have a good night, Stu. My pleasure, guys. I can't say I know everything about every race series that pops up, but at least the popular ones we keep a good eye on. Whew. But hey, 352 when my 2-year PR is 355. It's just about where I was at with my 1 minute as well, so good to see I haven't lost too much in the last couple of years. Yeah, it makes things easier when you don't have to think about it. They just tell you, go. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm starting off pretty well, I think. I will say, I've been playing a bit of a mental game, and my rough estimates for today was going to be around 330, 320, somewhere in that range. But I guess if you consider my 1 minute effort being pretty close to PR, I guess I should have expected the same with this. So I'm not displeased at all. But my 5 minute goal at the end of this season is 360. Maybe I need to bump that up, maybe 375. We'll see. If I get up to 360, somewhere in the middle of training here, then I'll bump it up to 375. At least make the progress somewhat obtainable, right? That way I feel like I'm actually succeeding. Yeah, 360 in 9 weeks, that's probably not a bad idea. I gave myself 12 weeks to obtain it just for, you know, a little extra buffer in there. That way, if I don't succeed, I don't feel like I'm a complete failure. But maybe 375 by the end of the year, that might be a decent goal. And then get my 1 minute up to, what was it, 600 was my goal by the end of the year. Yeah, sounds about right. I think if I can achieve those goals, I'll be back to top level in the B category. All right, time for some free miles, eh? Yeah, that's true. I might have to push it to 400 then by the end of the year if I do that. Oh, look at that KOM jersey. I tell you what, my one beef when it comes to racing, especially on these longer climbs, such as Innsbruck here, I don't nothing right now. I'm sure you got something in you. You just need that motivation to actually push you over that edge and get comfortable with actually, I don't want to say blacking out, but at least, as Stu said, embrace the pain, welcome it, and get comfortable with it. That's half the battle, really. What was I going to say, though? Oh, one of my gripes about racing on Zwift, or just racing in general, really, when it comes to some of these longer climbs, I always got beef with how people start off the climbs. They always, well, almost always, they go right to their max limit, try and hold on, and then they start to fade a little bit, which is all fine and dandy if that's how they want to operate. Good on them. But if they attack at the bottom and pull away from me, it hurts even more trying to catch them at that point. But I know if I go too hard too early, I'm not going to have anything for the top. I'm going to end up fading like them, if not even more. So I'm always the slow burn type when it comes to these longer efforts. I mean, hell, you even saw it here on this 5-minute effort. I started off probably a little bit too easy, but that's just how I operate with these longer efforts. I like to build into it and then drop everything right at the finish. But I will say, I wasn't paying too much attention to my watt prime balance right over here for that 5-minute effort, but a couple times when I did glance at it, it was tracking down right in line with the time, so I think I at least paced it pretty well. Yeah, if it's like a nice 20-minute effort like this Innsbruck climb, I would love to start in like zone 3, keep it steady state, at least for the first 5 minutes or so, and then tempo it up to threshold for the next 10 minutes after that, and then put in a nice 5-minute effort coming over the top. That way, once I'm at the top, I'm building up all that speed. I've still got a decent effort in me. I know it hurts like mad, but I come over the top with even greater power than most people at that point. And then once you go over the top, you've got a much better momentum, and people just can't catch you on the downside. Yeah, I just wish more people would have a similar mindset when it came to the climbs, because if you're dying near the top, what's your only option? You can't push more, so you just gotta turn around and go back down, right? Save it for the final moments. All right, well, not a whole lot more left for me, guys. I know it's a nice bit of a short one for us today, but I will be back on Sunday. I'm not sure what time I'm going to do the test. Might be around the same time on Sunday, maybe in the morning. Just depends on how I feel. No, maybe. I am golfing Saturday, so I might do it after golf. We'll see. Yeah. Testing the waters is not necessarily always a bad thing, but if you've got team members around you, it's definitely worth a shot to test the waters. But until then, guys, until Sunday, I think I will catch you guys on the flip side. All right, thanks for jumping in. Peace out.